All right, picture this. It's 1944. The Allied forces are gearing up for the largest seaborne invasion in history, D-Day. They have ships, they have soldiers, they have planes. But they're missing something absolutely critical. I'm not talking about just any old road map. They needed to know everything about the Normandy coastline. Where are the German machine gun nests? What's the exact height of that seawall? Where are the tank traps hidden? How wide is that beach at low tide versus high tide? Getting any of this wrong would mean tens of thousands of lives lost and the entire war effort jeopardized. The problem was, this level of detail was almost impossible to get. German patrols were everywhere. Sending in spies was a suicide mission. So, how did the Allies get the intel that would change the course of history? The answer is one of the most brilliant and, frankly, heartwarming spy operations of World War II. And it all started in a classroom. The idea came from a French resistance commander, Michael Hollard. He knew the Allies were blind. He also knew that asking adults to go around sketching German defenses was a death sentence. But kids are everywhere. Kids are curious, and most importantly, the German soldiers mostly ignored them. They saw them as just kids, playing on the beach, drawing in the sand, skipping stones, harmless. So the resistance put out a call, not for soldiers, but for teachers. All across the Normandy coast, teachers started giving their students a very unusual homework assignment. They'd say things like, "All right, class, today's art project is to draw the prettiest picture you can of the beach." Or, "For geography, I want you to make a detailed map of your walk home from school." To the children, it was just another school day. They had no idea they were becoming the eyes and ears of the Allied invasion. So these kids, some as young as 10, would go down to the beaches. They'd be playing, laughing, but their eyes were wide open. A little boy, building a sandcastle, would carefully count the number of concrete pillars in a German dragon's tooth anti-tank barrier, and then incorporate that exact number into his castle wall. A young girl, sketching the waves, would secretly draw the precise location of a hidden machine gun nest nestled in the cliffs. They'd measure distances by counting their own footsteps. They noted the soft sand, the hard-packed shingle, the rocky outcrops, all disguised as innocent doodles and drawings. Every evening, they would bring their homework back to their teachers. The teachers, who were also resistance members, would collect these innocent-looking drawings. A sketch of a flower might have a tiny dot indicating a landmine. A drawing of a family picnic on the bluffs might secretly map out the exact layout of a German bunker. It was espionage hidden in plain sight. These scraps of paper, these childish drawings, were then passed up the chain. They were smuggled, often at great risk, to people like Michael Hollard. His network would meticulously compile all this information, cross-referencing dozens of children's drawings to build a single, terrifyingly accurate picture of the German defenses. The completed intelligence packets were then smuggled across the English Channel, sometimes hidden in hollowed-out bicycle pumps or the soles of shoes, and delivered directly to MI6 in London. Back in the Allied planning rooms, commanders pored over these maps. They weren't just maps anymore. They were a blueprint for victory, drawn by the hands of children. Thanks to these kids, the Allies knew which beaches were death traps and which offered a fighting chance. They knew where to direct their naval bombardments to take out key German positions before the first boots ever hit the sand. When the landing craft doors dropped on June 6, 1944, the soldiers storming the beaches had an advantage they never even knew about. The maps they held in their hands, the ones that guided them through the chaos, were the direct result of the courage of French schoolchildren and their teachers. The German commanders in their concrete bunkers had no idea that their downfall had been sketched out in crayon and pencil, right under their noses. It's an incredible reminder that in the largest conflicts, sometimes the greatest heroes are the ones you'd least expect.